Good morning, everybody. Uh, Today on the coffee and knife thing, we're want to talk about something kind of important. I'm sure a lot of people already know by now that Blackie Thomas had suffered a stroke, and he could use our help. So stick with me, guys. We'll talk about that while we drink some coffee and play with some knives. We got the Spider Coat Tenacious out there playing with it, and we got the Gerber Prodigy here. Now, I've had both of these knives for quite a while, so these are two knives that I can say that are pretty good bang for the buck. They're like the budgetary kind of thing, but they're good. So, if anybody's looking for a nice, maybe like a combo, you want a good folding pocket knife for your pocket and a good reliable belt knife. These two right here are a really good combination. So, take those into consideration if you would. But back to what was talking. Well, the intro. So Blackie Thomas had suffered a severe stroke, and by all rights, it is a miracle that he survived that stroke, and he is so far as apparently came out of that with very little damage. Sometimes when that happens, you're not able to come back from it. Not too long ago, my mother had passed away, and before that, she had suffered a pretty serious stroke, and she pretty much lost the use of right side of her body. She couldn't. She could think, but she could not talk or write, and it was really frustrating for her because about the only way you can actually communicate with anybody is just shake your head yes or no. But now typically those are caused by blood clots, and I do believe in Blackie's case that's what had happened to him. And like I said, it's kind of a miracle he survived that ordeal. But he needs our help, and I'm asking any of the people that view this video, there's a GoFundMe for Blackie Thomas. So all you who are able to that watch this, if you would please, just give as little as you can, because Blackie's situation, financially, he's not even close to a wealthy man. There's like a lot of people who do the YouTube gig. He probably makes relatively little money from it, and he maintains a job, just a normal day job. And for some reason, I got hair in my mouth. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, there's a GoFundMe out for him, and I assume the man has a Patreon. I'd encourage you guys to support him because he is been on YouTube for many years now, and I started watching his channel. I think it's got to be almost 10 years now. Close to 10 years anyway. I've been watching his channel. He's got a lot of really good, solid information. And that's why I like to see some people support him, because he's not out there, BSing us. He's done all the footwork himself. He's had his hands in the dirt for a long time. Always been a poor guy who, fantastic channel, fantastic information. Highly recommend also to go to that guy's channel, give a subscribe, watch his videos, leave him likes and some short comments. That's another way you can help too if you're not able to give any money to Blackie. You could subscribe to his channel, find some of his playlist. If you're busy throughout the day, plug your phone in or leave your computer on, hit his playlist, and just let his videos run through, and that'll increase his counts of hours and stuff, and what little bit of AdSense he'll get from the videos out. I mean, every little thing like that helps. Just like I asked you guys to do when James from Junkyard Fox had his severe injury. If you can't afford the money, go to the guy's channel. Just run through the playlist, just let him get a lot of views and watch time hours in. That helps. That alone will help too. It's a bad habit. I think a lot of us got. Over time, we whether we get real busy and we're distracted, or just life in general stuff, and it slips your mind to take care of your health. And I've been guilty of that myself on multiple occasions. Uh, I can kind of sympathize because Blackie Thomas is, he's had some serious heart issues for a long time, and it's not something I really talk a whole lot about on my channel, because I'm worried it'll take away from the essence of the video. If I'm trying to show you something or teach you something, so I really don't talk a whole lot about it. I think I may have, just kind of mentioned it once or twice, just kind of a blow by thing. But see, I myself, I've suffered a heart attack too, and currently have 5 stents in my heart. I had 2 operations, and within 3 days of the heart attack I had, and by proxy of that, or maybe even as part of the root cause of that, also had type 2 diabetes. I didn't know about that. And the reason I'm bringing this up is, I'm not fishing for any kind of sympathy stuff, because it's either epigenetics or just where, there was a phase in my life I went through a real rough spot, and for quite a few years I stopped taking care of myself. So one way or the other, I either, it's just genetics, nothing you can really do about it, or I brought it upon myself, so I don't want, sorry to hear that, but, all that boohoo stuff, because it's probably my fault to begin with. But the reason I'm mentioning it, sometimes stuff like that can happen very slowly over time. And like, I don't know, I'd never been checked for diabetes, and it does run on both sides of my family quite peripherally, and I should have been checked. I mean, unbeknownst to me, I could have developed diabetes decades ago, and I just been flipping the coin every year, just flipping it. And it's kind of silly now that I think about it. Of course, hindsight's 2020, but I'd ask all of you to have yourselves tested every so often to make sure that you're not developing diabetes. Because it's a real terrible thing once you acquire diabetes. The impact on your life is quite substantial, changes everything. And on top of that, if your heart, if you don't take care of that, I mean, that's right next to your brain. Your heart's right there. You got to have that thing working as good as possible. But it's easy to do. Like I said, a lot of stress in your life, way your work hours might work, and sometimes we're like, well, especially our food, because sometimes all that's related. We got high stress, we got job of crazy hours. I'm stopping at McDonald's, or I'm stopping at Dairy Queen, or I'm stopping at Burger King, or someone in the office like, hey man, we're ordering Taco Bell or something like that. Everybody want to make stuff like that. After a while, it's real easy to slip into that habit. It's like it's fast and it's easy, and unfortunately, eating like that consistently is obviously not good for you. Hey, there's a few people out there are really lucky. It seems like no matter what they eat or drink, they're fine. Those people do exist out there, and they're lucky. I'll tell you that. But the case in point with, like I said, with Blackie, I can sympathize because it changes everything. You survive your heart attack, then you realize, just how close you came to the end. In my case, the heart attack had actually started, years and years before I actually had the proper heart attack. Apparently, I had very small micro heart attacks because the blockages in the arteries in my heart was a very slow build. And the only thing that really did save my life was the fact that I had a few blood vessels that expanded to the size of arteries to compensate. It was kind of a pressure thing, and those blood veins actually just swelled out to the size of arteries, so the blood flow was still able to go. And that's actually what saved me from dying, because where I had my artery blockages was some of the worst you could have, and one of them was nicknamed the Widowmaker. Because typically with that blockage, once you have that heart attack, it's lights out for you. But those blood vessels that had expanded are the only reason I'm still here today. So, I'm not trying to get preachy. I don't like to be preachy. I ramble a lot, but I don't want to, like, when I'm doing these videos, guys, don't think I'm preaching. It's just I'm trying to give you information. It's your right, your prerogative. You take it or leave it, So don't feel that I'm trying to push anything on you. I'm just trying to share what I've been through and the changes that something like that has on your life. So now we can take it to the level of the stroke. Now, Tommy did, or excuse me, Blackie did do a update video. It may be a day or two old now. He's changed. He's admitted that yes, he can use his hands, he can talk. All the senses are working fine, but his speech pattern has changed. People that are real close to him has noticed this change. And though he did survive this, true to fact, he'll never be the same again. And you are always at more subsequential episodes happening. It's progressively becomes dangerous. And the doctors had also told him that his heart is slowly but surely, it's failing. It's wearing out. Because, you only got so much work, so many beats your heart's going to be able to do. And just once you start getting up there in very old age, the harder you're very active. You're out in the woods doing a lot of stuff like that. Whereas exercise and stuff's always good for you, but true to fact, our body, our organs, everything is on some type of time limit, and your genetics will play a massive factor in that, even outside of diet and exercise. And that's just a simple fact of life. I've seen that's where a lot of these scammy things with these health programs, and you got somebody who's been genetically blessed and they have a immaculate physique, trying to sell people snake oil, saying you just do what I do, buy my plan, and you'll look just like me. No, that don't necessarily going to work that way, because your genetics will be a key limiter. I mean, you may actually improve yourself to where your body functions better, you're healthier in general, but not everybody can look like a sculpted Michelangelo statue. But that's not to discourage anybody. The important thing is to be healthy, but well, I'm getting off topic, which is it's a bad thing with the rambling, so forgive me. Again, guys, today, Folger's Classic. This goes simple. But I would really appreciate it. And like I said, nobody owes me anything. It's just, I'm asking you, it's kind of like, your humanity, if you will, is what I'm pleading to, go help Blackie Thomas out, guys. He's a really good guy. His channel is Blackie Thomas at Shaman's Forge. And again, he has a massive archive of very valuable information. So he's got a lot of information there. Him and his friend Bear did this big series on, how stuff was back a long time ago. And they talk about, how things used to be done so you could get by and survive versus, the modern stuff today. So, I mean, there's just so much information. He even goes over black powder, revolvers, knives, axes, hats, the whole normal stuff. the survival stuff, gear review stuff, his life experiences, camping tricks and hacks. I mean, he's got it all. And he's been doing it for a long, long, long time. If he wasn't one of the real ones, he still wouldn't be out there doing it and having as much, viewer success and stuff. So, really appreciate it. Those of you who can, like I said, donate. Even if it's 50 cents, it doesn't matter. But if nothing else, watch his channel, please. Like his videos, run through his playlist, get him some extra views and watch time hours. And I'm sure he would greatly appreciate it himself. So, all right, guys, I'm not going to keep on blathering here. I'll get in our camera reset and we'll close this video out. Well, guys, it's like I said, it's a kind of a somber thought. It's like I said, where I've been through some of the same thing, and we take our lives for granted, and it's real easy to do because we get busy with life stuff, and between the stresses and just your everyday life, and it's so easy to do. So I guess I'm asking all you, besides just go and try to help Blackie Thomas out as much as you can, I'm asking each and every one of you guys to take care of yourselves as best as you can. Just that little bit of extra effort, if you can do it, just cut back on that junk food a little bit. It's like, I'm not saying just stop cold turkey. It's not really so much about that. It's like do everything in moderation. Before the health crisis occurs. Like maybe you're drinking a 6-pack of soda a day. Cut that down to 3 if you can. If it takes a couple months, cut it down to where you use that 1 can of soda or bottle, whichever you prefer, doesn't matter. Something like that, and just make it, if you can possibly ever get the goal to make it like maybe a treat once a week. I trust me, I know what I'm asking, because everybody's addictions are addictions, and addictions are usually strong. It's just the way it is. I have no childlike, fanciful imagination. When I say, hey, quit this and just do it like this, it's going to happen for you. I get it, but the idea is, between teaching some skills and reviewing gear, then throwing my opinion out on different types of video formats I'm doing. The big thing is that, it's, I've definitely overlooked on my channels is literally physical fitness. And, I mention it here and there, with some of the knife reviews and gear reviews, and I'm running a scenario, I'm saying, hey, select this knife based on, this set of criteria. And you always mention, your physical fitness, but it's not like I'm really getting too in depth with that. It's like I'm making it a quick mention, and it just kind of gets shuffled off to the side. And when you do that, it's easy to ignore it. But then again, I can't preach it or try to shove it down anybody's throat, because that will definitely receive negative results. So I'm just saying, there's probably someone out there that cares about you. So if not for your sake, for their sake, try to take care of yourself so you can take care of them. And with that, guys, I'm going to go ahead and close out the video. So I really appreciate y'all watching. Your time is important to me, and the fact that you were willing to spend it watching my video means a lot to me, guys. So hope you're all doing very well out there. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you in another video.